Today, we're diving into the incredible story behind one of India's most spectacular festivals. It's a legend that's got everything: a celestial wedding, a brother on a desperate journey, and some serious family drama that leads to this absolutely unforgettable moment. Okay, so let's get right to the heart of it. Picture this. Every single year, right in the middle of the Chithre festival in Madurai, the idol of a god, Lord Alagar, is carried straight into the Vaigai River. And he does this in front of more than 1 million people. It's the absolute high point of the entire festival. But why? Why on earth does a god walk into a river? Well, that's exactly what we're going to figure out. You see, to really get this moment, you have to understand it's not just a random ritual. It's actually the final, super dramatic scene of a really old story. And that story doesn't start at the river at all. It starts with a massive celestial event. So, like so many epic tales, our story kicks off with a wedding. But believe me, this was no ordinary wedding. We're talking about a divine union, a wedding for the ages, taking place in the ancient, temple-filled city of Madurai.
First, let's meet the bride. This is goddess Meenakshi, and you have to know, she was an absolute force to be reckoned with, a powerful, fish-eyed warrior queen, born to rule and seen as the ultimate protector of the city.
And the groom? Well, it had to be someone who could match her power, right? That would be Lord Sundareshwarar, who's actually an incarnation of the great god Shiva. The legend even says he had to defeat her in battle just to win her hand. Talk about a power couple.
And their wedding, which is called the Thirukalyanam, isn't just a ceremony, it's the most important event in the whole city. It's celebrating the union of their two main protector deities, so yeah, it's a really, really big deal.
But you know how weddings are. You need your family there for the important stuff. And in this divine marriage, one guest's role was probably the most important of all.
And that all-important guest was Lord Alagar, who happens to be Meenakshi's brother. His job was absolutely critical. He was summoned from his own temple to perform the sacred ritual of giving his sister away to her new husband. It was a massive honor, and the wedding couldn't properly happen without him. And this is where the drama really starts to build. So the invitation goes out, and Lord Alagar begins his journey to Madurai. The problem is, he's an incredibly popular god himself, so his procession just keeps getting stopped by huge crowds of devotees wanting to pray and give offerings. Meanwhile, back in Madurai, the priests are basically watching the clock. There's only one perfect, auspicious time for the wedding to happen. And when that moment arrives, well, Alagar is still on the road. The ceremony just can't wait, so they go ahead with the wedding without the bride's brother. So you can just imagine what's happening. While the celebrations in Madurai are wrapping up, Lord Alagar and his huge procession are finally getting close to the city, totally clueless that they've already missed the entire thing. And this right here is the heart of the story. Think about it from his perspective. He's expecting to walk into this grand ceremony, take his place of honor, and perform his sacred duty for his sister. But the reality he finds is just devastating. The wedding's done, his sister is already married, and the one job he was there to do was left undone.
The story says he made it all the way to the banks of the Vaigai River, which is basically the border of Madurai city proper. And it's right there, literally steps from his destination, that the messengers break the news. You're too late.
His reaction was just so human. He was furious, feeling slighted and absolutely heartbroken that he missed his own sister's wedding. So right there and then, he makes a vow. He will not set a single foot inside the city that started the party without him. So, that's the ancient family drama. But how in the world does this story about a missed wedding and a really disappointed brother turn into that massive river event we saw at the very beginning? Well, this is where that legend becomes a living, breathing ritual. Every year, this entire story is reenacted, piece by piece. And this is not some small, local custom. We are talking about over 1 million people gathering on the riverbanks to witness this one moment. That tells you just how much this story still means to people today. So the Chithre festival you see today is actually a brilliant combination of two different traditions: Meenakshi's wedding inside the city and Lord Alagar's journey to the city. His procession from his temple is a huge festival in its own right. And his entry into the Vaigai River, that is the dramatic reenactment of the exact moment he arrives, angry and upset. Now, the story has a slightly happier ending these days. He eventually gives his gifts to the newlyweds and blesses them before he turns back, which kind of transforms that moment of disappointment into one of celebration. And that is the key thing to understand here. When you see Lord Alagar entering that river, you're not seeing a triumphant arrival. You are witnessing the reenactment of an emotional, pivotal turning point, the exact moment a brother finds out he's too late for his sister's wedding. And it really leaves you with a fascinating question, doesn't it? How can these ancient stories about family, about our duties, and about something as relatable as just bad timing, still have the power to shape the entire identity of a modern city? It's an amazing reminder of how myth and memory can flow together just like a river. Thanks for watching.
Subscribe for more videos.